Hello everyone, this is EdRay1416 here with a video on how social media advertising works. With the internet being used widely for research, communications, and entertainment, the internet is tapping into new marketing sources that could help benefit the economy. As a person who studied economics and marketing for a lot of years, and easily could have made a career out of it, I feel as though it is necessary to discuss the subject in question. Just because I have a college education does not mean I will have all the answers, but I will try and explain from personal experience. Let's go back to the days of the newspapers. They were the originators of media, the main means of mass communication. The classifieds helped local businesses out for quite a long period of time. Then came catalogs from many companies including Sears and Roebuck. Remember, the radio didn't exist until 1894 but didn't become available for public use until August 1922 to promote Long Island apartments. As the economy grew in the 1920s under Calvin Coolidge's administration, a lot of local businesses realized that radio stations were a great source to tap into to advertise their products. This was a big deal because it gave customers more options to buy either more material or higher quality goods like a record player at the time. Then of course came the Great Depression and America hit hard times. While advertisements on the radio were increasing, fewer goods were being sold. It wasn't until World War II when radio advertising reached record highs. Until the advent of television in 1951, radio and newspaper advertising were the main forms of advertising. You still had direct mail for who knows how long, and then billboard advertising, which has been around for hundreds of years. Even though the first advertisement on TV was in 1941, only the wealthy could afford a TV. Now, TV advertisements helped in a way that no other advertisements for the past 65 years were able to do. Not just the introduction of many commercial products like Chef Boyardee, Crisco, and Coca-Cola, but also local businesses experienced a huge boom in sales due to advertising on television. Car dealers, retail stores, and local supermarkets experienced a huge boom. While supermarkets did kill off many of the mom-and-pop grocery stores, sometimes you can't reason with people that aren't willing to get with the marketing times. Make no mistake, even back in the 1950s, radio advertisements were still strong. And now we fast forward 60 years later from when people started buying television sets. In 2011, social media was becoming popular. Not only was Facebook the #1 social media site, but Twitter was exploding in popularity as well as Tumblr, Pinterest, etc. Aside from connecting with friends, other sites allow you to connect with an audience that you have on YouTube. While social media is a great place to make friends, there is another part of social media that people are discovering: the option of advertising your business with complete control. As a man that has seen how television ads work and have submitted video ads to Twitter twice, I can tell you the difference. First difference, television ads are divided in multiple groups. You have your choice of either running the ads on local television or certain cable channel packages. That's one of the reasons why TV advertising is very expensive and not that good of a marketing tool today. The other reason is that people are responsible for filming the ad and voicing the ad in edited phases do not have the entertainment value. It is essential to put entertainment in an ad video so the consumers stay engaged long enough to listen to the selling point of the business in question. On the other hand, Twitter can display your ad in multiple places, and you have the opportunity to choose which location you are specifically targeting. On Twitter, you can get metro areas, zip codes, and states you want to run your ad in. So the difference is that you have more freedom to run your ad on Twitter however you want compared to having a sit-down with television media representatives. Second difference, cost. If you observe this chart courtesy of lifemarketing.com, the average cost of TV advertising is $28 per 1,000 people. This can work well in big towns because you can get a lot of business, but in small areas, TV advertising does not work considering the majority of small towns are switching over to the internet. Alright, this might be challenging, but if you are trying to target a total of 20,000 people or more from a regional perspective, it could be very costly and not be so effective. So let's do the math here. TV advertising is $28 per 1,000 people watching. So if you multiply $28 by 20, the total budget would be $560. Let's compare that to social media advertising of the average cost of $2.50 per 1,000 people. If you wanted to reach 20,000 people from a regional perspective, do the math. $2.50 by 20 would equal $50. So if you just started a business at your local flea market and want to get sales up, I suggest you use social media advertising to start off with, since it would make a more effective tool. Third difference, entertainment quality. In television advertisements, you have aesthetic quality and professional courtesy that advertisements bring to television. But the big problem with television is that there are limits and rules on how to advertise professionally. While some TV ads look good, they can be a turnoff because of one thing: entertainment value. Sure, jokes aren't necessary, but an announcer of an advertisement should put forth the effort to engage the audience into watching the ad. Have some excitement in your voice. Background music is also important because, depending on the location of the type of business, the proper background music can bring some sort of entertainment. Meanwhile, on social media, you have complete control on how an ad should be made. If you have the editing skills, the camera skills, and the skills to announce an ad yourself, then chances are people would be more engaged to see a locally home-brewed advertisement. To me, that seems like a pretty good plan. For small business owners that are in favor of customers advertising their business for them, this can work exceptionally well. User-generated ads can help local businesses boom as well. Fourth difference: what interests people the most? In the case of television advertisements, sporting goods, fishing equipment, and cars are the biggest sellers. Yes, supermarket ads are important, but cars were, are, and always will be number one with television. Same with radio advertisements. Cars are number one. But what about social media? Since gaming stores are not advertised too often either on television or radio, what other options are there? Social media. Let's take retro gaming stores for example. How many of them are seen on television, heard on the radio, or read in the newspapers? Compare that to social media. For example, a retro video game store in Lumberton, Texas named Respawn Gaming. This business started at a flea market in Vidor, Texas and became a successful business, relocating to Beaumont, Texas in 2015. Now it is in a nice neighborhood with disposable income. What was the formula for their success? Customer-generated advertisements, social media advertisements, and television advertisements. Social media advertising not only attracted customers, but it also inspired customers to advertise that store even further to success. Good marketing strategy and customer service excellence helps the business thrive. This is economic common sense. Now yes, there are other forms of advertisements that can work, but you gotta check with your local ordinances on how to legally advertise. Street signs, flyers, etc. Advertising ordinances vary. Now I've done 3 video advertisements so far. I ran 2 of them on a certain budget. Let's take Crazy Carl's, my first advertisement. I ran that ad on Twitter on a $75 budget, and out of those tens of thousands, about 10,000 viewed the advertisement from start to finish. General sales went up. The biggest sale at the place was retro video games, which sales doubled. Since then, Crazy Carl's is making good sales every weekend. I can't disclose my second ad because it's in progress on weekends. Never disclose an ad to the public until your ad is finished and you write down a report. It's customary to write a report after the ad is finished so you get an idea whether the business in question got sales up or not. You want the facts before you let the public know whether the ad was a success or not. Despite being currently broken out of work, I somehow managed to save enough money to run 2 ads before totally going broke. While some people think I'm stupid for running 2 ads out of pocket, you gotta give me credit for helping the mom and pop business stores get sales up. Why? Because I would like for businesses to expand and emerge successfully. Will I advertise on the main streets someday? It depends on how much I have to pay for a permit to advertise on the main streets. Again, ordinances vary. If you have a local business that is outside of the city limits, you can ask to advertise, and if they permit, you can do that. Yes, advertising can be crazy. But again, smart marketing strategy can bring people in. So what is the bottom line? For you youngsters trying to start a business either in a garage or the flea market, use social media to your advantage. If you want to attract the middle-aged people to your business, use Facebook. If you want to attract the youth to your business, use Twitter. Now, if the people in the business are elderly and old-fashioned, ask if you can advertise for them. Because a lot of the old-fashioned businessmen that still rely on newspapers or TV don't realize that young people don't read the papers and young people don't watch much television. The only TV shows young people watch are what they can get on Netflix or Hulu. So the times have changed. Old-fashioned businessmen need help with a younger generation that understands how to reach the demographics of the people. And that was my video on how social media advertising works. I could have used a scientific and algebraic approach to advertising a business, but I decided to explain this video in layman's terms so young grassroots businessmen can understand social media advertising. If you want the scientific and algebraic approach to advertising a business, talk to Youngblood Fantasy 91. This man has a wealth of information regarding science and algebra. Anyway, this is EdRay1416 here with a video on how social media advertising works. Thank you and good day.